Hi, I'm Mr. Levier and I'm at Natural Resources Canada. I'm going to be meeting an old friend of mine, Michelle Coyne, and she's a curator of some amazing Cambrian fossils. So we're going to learn a little bit about the Cambrian Period.
Hi, my name is Michelle Coyne. I work at the Geological Survey of Canada at the Department of Natural Resources Canada here in Ottawa. What I have here are collections of invertebrate fossils that are housed at our offices. And these fossils are examples that scientists illustrated in publications. And so I can show you a few of the ones that are from the Cambrian. So you probably know that the Cambrian is the earliest period in the Phanerozoic, and in that time period we had a blossoming, an explosion of different kinds of life forms, and also of the fossils that resulted from them, because many of these life forms had the hard parts necessary for fossilization. However, there are some very special spots in Canada, mostly in BC, but also in Newfoundland, Quebec, New Brunswick, all where you can find different kinds of Cambrian fossils. But in BC, there's a special place called Burgess Shale. I bet you've heard of it before. So I can show you a few examples of fossils from the Burgess Shale. You might know trilobites. We do have trilobites from the Ottawa area. They're Ordovician in age, which is a little more recent. This example here of Olanellus is from Mount Robson. It's not from the Burgess Shale, but it's from nearby. And you can see the wonderful preservation, the large size of the animals, and they're preserved in shale. Some of the specimens that I have here from the Burgess Shale, this one here is called Opabinia. And the thing that makes the Burgess Shale fossils so spectacular is a lot of the soft parts of the animals were fossilized, not just the hard parts like the bones or the shells, or what else would be fossilized?
Well, I guess even in some rare cases, part of their cycle, whether the different stages of their life cycle.
That's right. So this Opabinia would have been basically trapped up in a landslide, an underwater landslide, and would have been buried, and all just exactly as it died, probably.
And he had 5 eyes and a little trunk.
Yeah. A little bit right there, where the eye stalk would be, I think.
They're such strange animals.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that brings us to Anomalocaris. This is a part of an Anomalocaris. It was so strange that at first they thought they named 3 different fossils, and it turned out to be one animal, Anomalocaris. And then sometimes we even have things like this. This one is not from the Burgess Shale. I think it's from the Yukon, but they're trace fossils. So sometimes these animals would leave trackways or burrows or feeding traces. In the Cambrian, the bioturbation that was going on, and that's when the animals would mix up the sediment at the bottom, was really getting deeper. And so they were actually going deeper and deeper, and so that's one of the reasons why we do get more trace fossils showing up in the Cambrian. Here's another example of a Cambrian trilobite. This one is from Mount Stephen. It's just missing its cheeks here. That's a very nice example of a full trilobite. And here's a trilobite, another Cambrian trilobite, a different species, from the Middle Cambrian in Newfoundland. But in this case, you can see that the shale that the rock is in, has been slightly changed. It's been metamorphosed, and the pressure that the rocks were under with the trilobite fossilized in it skewed and stretched the fossil, and measuring the skew is one way that we can know how much pressure these rocks were under.
Wow.
But one of my favorite things is seeing groups of animals together. And you can imagine what it would be like at the bottom of the ocean with all of these little saltarella. We don't exactly know what kind of animal was living in the shells, but they would have all been there grouped in a little community and all died together. And probably whatever came at them came from this direction because they're all pointing this way. So
Wow.
their little tiny end probably would have been attached to the seafloor, and then whatever animal was inside is gone now. So those are some examples of Cambrian fossils that we have in the collection. I hope you like them.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
welcome.
That's awesome.